Hi, this is Alex Castile, and we're coming to you from beautiful Mesa. And tonight's topic is that dreaded topic of taxes. Now, tonight's topic actually, when it comes to taxes, is a really pleasant one, though, because we're going to talk about the $8,000 first-time homebuyer tax credit and how to actually accomplish that so that you get your money. Now, one disclaimer I have for you is that I am not a tax professional. I'm not a tax preparer. I haven't really even taken very many tax classes, although my mom did work for a nationwide tax preparation service, but that and $5 will get you coffee at Starbucks. So all that being said, this is the stuff that you'll need to know so that you can file the taxes on your own. If you have any questions, please be sure to ask your tax professional. So let's get started. There are two things additionally that you need when filling out your tax forms for your tax credit, for your first-time home buyer tax credit. The first one is your HUD-1 settlement statement. Now, your HUD-1 settlement statement is one of those many pieces of paper that you filled out or that you signed at the closing. This one in particular, as the home buyer, was the one that showed how much money you owed, what your purchase price on the property was, how much your loan was for, all the credits and debits that go along at the closing, and then you signed it saying, to the best of my knowledge, this is the accounting of the sale of this home as best I know. It's a federal form, it's a HUD-1 statement, and the federal government, the IRS in this case, is going to want a copy of that for really two pieces of information for themselves. One, they want to know the sales price of the property, because that factors into how large your credit is. And two, they need to know the date, because the purchase date or the closing date has an impact as to whether you're allowed to obtain the tax credit or not. Now, anything from January 1st, 2009 through anything that's under contract by April 30th, 2010 and closes before June 1st, 2010 will be eligible in terms of time frame for this. So as long as your date is reflected within that period of time, you'll be fine. Now that you've had your HUD-1 tax, the other form you'll need, and you can download this from the IRS website, is the form 5405. Now, if you can't remember that, just go to the irs.gov website, type in first-time home buyer, and it'll direct you to this form. Now, there's two parts to this form. The form 5405 is really just a worksheet. It's 16 lines long. It's gonna ask you questions like, how much did you pay for your home? They're gonna ask you to do a little math, multiply by 0.1, ask a few questions, and it's gonna take you all the way down to line 16, which is where ultimately you'll see what your tax credit is going to be. Now, I keep using that word tax credit. This should be a very happy form for you to fill out. What you're calculating here is how much money the government's going to be giving you back, or at least crediting against your tax debt. But if you've been paying your taxes or having your withholding done appropriately throughout the year, you'll actually be getting all of this, or at least most of this money, back to you in the form of a check. So if you have any questions on this form, there's also an accompanying instruction set, the instruction 5405 or IRS form I-5405, and it explains in detail how to complete the form. It also outlines the guidance as to whether you should even be filling this out or not. It gives you whether you would be one to qualify for the tax credit or not. There's a couple of criteria for that. We mentioned when you buy the house, how expensive the house was. Anything over $800,000 will not qualify at all for the tax credit. Certain income levels, individuals over 95, married couples over 170 as an example. Those are the minimums, but there are other numbers in there. Please be sure to read through this. Again, I'm not the tax pro. I can read this stuff. I've filled these things out and helped folks with them a few times, so I've come across it enough to feel comfortable talking to you about it as well. So that's it. There's really not a whole lot to it. Once you've filled out your form, you'll take your credit here from line 16. You'll move it over to your 1040 on line 60, and then you'll include the letters FTHCR and first time home credit refund. Who knows? I don't know what it means, but anyway, you'll write that in on line 60, and you'll be set for your refund. Hope that was helpful to you. If you have any questions at all about real estate or anything that we can do to help you out, please be sure to give us a call or drop us an email at info@azreg.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.